Pause, take a deep breath. Can you feel it? The weight on your shoulders, the doubt in your mind, the whispers of the world telling you what you can't do, who you can't become, and where you don't belong. But let me ask you something. What if they're wrong? What if everything you've been told about your limits, your worth, and your potential has been a lie? What if the challenges you face today, no matter how overwhelming, are the very foundation of your greatest triumph tomorrow? Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you could change your life forever. You are not defined by your failures. You are not defined by your setbacks, your mistakes, or the moments you felt like giving up. You are defined by what you choose to do next, right now, in this very moment. I know what it feels like to be told you'll never make it. I know what it feels like to wake up and think, what's the point? I've been there. Born without arms and legs, I faced rejection, ridicule in a world that saw me as incomplete. People said my life had no future, that I'd never achieve anything. For years, I believed them. But one day, I made a choice. I chose to stop listening to the world and start listening to the voice within me. The voice that whispered, "You're not done yet. And neither are you." You see, life will test you in ways you never expected. It will push you to the edge, make you question everything, and sometimes leave you feeling broken. But here's the truth. The cracks in your life aren't meant to destroy you. They're meant to let the light in. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every challenge is a chance to grow. And every single day is an opportunity to rewrite your story. So let me ask you again, what if they're wrong? What if this is the year you rise? The year you prove to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable? What if this is the year you take back control of your life? One choice. One step, one day at a time. Imagine this, 365 days from now, you're standing in front of a mirror, looking into the eyes of a person who refused to quit, a person who faced fear and failure head on and emerged stronger, braver, and more alive than ever before. That person can be you. But here's the catch. It won't happen by accident. The life you want won't come knocking on your door. You have to go out and fight for it. You have to believe in it even when no one else does. This is your moment. This is your time. The question is, what are you going to do with it? It's saying, I will not give up, even when the world gives you every reason to. And here's the best part. You don't have to do it alone. Somewhere out there, someone believes in you. Someone is rooting for you, cheering for you, and waiting to see you rise. And if you can't find that person, let me be that person for you. Because I believe in you. I believe in your potential, your strength, and your ability to overcome anything that stands in your way. But belief alone isn't enough. You have to act. You have to take that first step, no matter how small. You have to get back up every time you fall. And you have to keep going, even when the finish line feels miles away. You have 365 days ahead of you. That's 365 chances to wake up and choose courage over fear, hope over doubt, and action over complacency. It won't be easy. There will be days when you want to quit, days when you wonder if it's all worth it. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when champions are made. So, I'll ask you one final time. What if they're wrong? What if you're stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more capable than you ever imagined? What if this is the year you prove it? Not to them, not to the world, but to yourself. Because deep down, you already know the truth. You know that you were made for more, that your story isn't over, and that your best days are still ahead of you. So, take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and say these words out loud. I am not done yet. This is the beginning of the greatest comeback of your life. Every great comeback begins with a single defining moment, the decision to rise. It's not some grand cinematic event. It's a quiet yet powerful shift that happens within you. A whisper that says, this is not where my story ends. This choice might seem small, but its impact is profound. It is the first ripple in what can become a wave of transformation. Without this decision, life feels like it's happening to you rather than being something you create. But the moment you decide to reclaim your power, the moment you say, enough is enough, everything changes. The decision to rise is the foundation of any great transformation. Without it, you remain stuck, tethered to the circumstances that hold you back. You drift, reacting to life's blows and setbacks, feeling like you're moving further from the person you were meant to be. But when you make that choice, when you declare, even silently, that you will not let your circumstances define you, you set a new course. You may not know how to reach the finish line or what the road ahead looks like, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you've started. This moment is not about perfection or having all the answers. It's not about suddenly erasing all your pain or struggles. It's about committing to the possibility of something better. It's about deciding that even if the climb ahead is steep, you will not stay at the bottom. And this decision isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a promise to yourself. A promise that says, I will try, I will fight, I will rise. No matter how many times I fall, making this choice doesn't immediately erase the difficulties you face. The challenges are still there, and the journey ahead will still demand effort, resilience, and courage. But something incredible happens when you decide to take control. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the hero of your story. Suddenly, setbacks don't feel like barriers. They feel like stepping stones. Setbacks designed to protect and preserve your failures don't seem like the end. They become lessons. And the overwhelming weight of I can't begins to lift, replaced by the quiet but determined voice of I will. This decision also creates momentum. Once you commit to rising, even in the smallest way, you start to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. You begin to recognize the strength within you that had been buried under doubt and fear. Each small step forward reinforces that choice, making it easier to keep going. It's like planting a seed. The first day, Nothing seems to happen. But beneath the surface, roots are forming, preparing to break through and grow into something remarkable. You might feel like your life has spiraled out of control, like you've lost your way or wasted too much time. But the decision to rise reminds you that it's never too late to start again. No matter how far you've fallen or how many times you failed, the moment you choose to stand back up is the moment you choose to stand back up, is the moment you take back control of your life. The power of this choice cannot be overstated. It doesn't require special skills, resources, or circumstances. It simply requires courage. The courage to believe in yourself, even when the world tells you otherwise. The courage to take one more step, even when the road ahead feels uncertain. The courage to say, I deserve better and I will fight for it. This decision is the birth of every comeback story. It's the moment the impossible becomes possible, the hopeless becomes hopeful, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. It's a reminder that no matter how dark things may seem, you hold the power to bring light back into your life. And it all starts with one simple yet life-changing decision: to rise. Hitting rock bottom is one of life's most universal experiences, yet it feels deeply personal and isolating when it happens. It's the moment where everything seems to crumble: your confidence, your plans, your sense of purpose. You might feel broken, defeated, and overwhelmed, but here's the paradox. Rock bottom isn't the end. In fact, it can be the most fertile ground for growth, transformation, and renewal. When you're at your lowest, is stripped of pretense and distractions. You see life with raw clarity. The pain and struggle force you to confront your fears, limitations, and the truths you've been avoiding. While it feels unbearable, this is where growth begins. Every crack, every scar, every wound becomes a place where the light of possibility can seep through. What you thought was your breaking point can be the foundation for something far greater than you ever imagined. Pain has a way of shaping us, molding us into stronger versions of ourselves. It reveals our resilience, the inner strength we never knew we had. At first, it's hard to see beyond the hurt, but as time passes, you begin to realize that the very things that seemed designed to destroy you were actually preparing you. They were sharpening your character, teaching you lessons, and giving you the tools you need to climb higher. Think of a seed planted in the dark soil. To grow, it must first break open and push through the dirt. The process is messy, slow, and unseen. But eventually, that seed transforms into something incredible, a vibrant, thriving plant reaching toward the light. The same is true for you. Rock bottom is your soil. It feels like darkness, but it's where your roots can take hold and where your growth begins. Embracing this truth requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing rock bottom as the end, view it as a starting point. You're not broken beyond repair, you're being rebuilt. You're being given the chance to strip away what no longer serves you and to build a life rooted in authenticity, purpose, and strength. But here's the key. You have to choose how you respond. You can let the weight of rock bottom crush you, or you can use it as a platform to rise. It's not easy. It takes courage to face the pain and effort to climb out of the depths. But every step you take upward reminds you of what's possible. Every small victory builds momentum, and every moment of perseverance adds to your strength. What's most powerful about rock bottom is that it removes the fear of falling. Once you've been at your lowest, you realize that you've survived. You've endured what you thought was impossible. And now you know you can handle whatever comes next. This fearlessness becomes your greatest asset. It allows you to take risks, to dream bigger, and to step into the unknown with confidence. There's also a unique freedom that comes with starting from the bottom. You're no longer bound by the expectations of others or the constraints of who you used to be. You have a blank canvas, an opportunity to redefine yourself and your life. You can let go of old patterns, toxic relationships, and limiting beliefs, and instead focus on building something meaningful and true to who you are. Remember, some of the most incredible stories of triumph and success were born out of rock bottom moments. It's the athlete who came back stronger after an injury, the entrepreneur who rebuilt after bankruptcy, or the individual who found purpose after losing everything. They didn't just survive the lowest points, they thrived because of them. Same can be true for you. Rock bottom is not your identity, it's your starting line. It's where you find the strength to rise, the wisdom to grow, and the courage to build a life that reflects your highest potential. Your greatest comeback begins right here, in the place you least expected it. The way you see yourself and your circumstances shapes everything about your life. A victim mindset keeps you trapped. It's the belief that life is happening to you and that you have no control over the outcome. It's easy to fall into this trap, especially when things go wrong repeatedly. You might hear yourself saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or, "I can't catch a break." These thoughts, while understandable, build walls around your potential. They reinforce a sense of helplessness and strip away your power to change your situation. But what if you flip the narrative? Or what if instead of seeing yourself as the victim of your story, you saw yourself as the hero? Heroes face challenges too, but they use them as fuel. They don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger because of it?" This simple shift in perspective can completely change how you approach life. When you adopt a victim mindset, you take ownership of your story. You recognize that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. You realize that every challenge is an opportunity to rise, every setback a lesson in disguise. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel empowered to take action, even in the face of adversity. And that's what happens when you take ownership of your story. When you put reframing challenges as opportunities is one of the most powerful tools in this process. Think of the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you with their strength and resilience. They didn't achieve greatness because their lives were easy. They achieved it because they embraced their struggles and used them as stepping stones. They didn't allow failure or pain to define them. Instead, they let those experiences shape them into better, stronger, more capable individuals. This mindset shift also involves letting go of blame. When you're stuck in a victim mentality, it's easy to point fingers at people, circumstances, or even bad luck. But blame keeps you stuck. It focuses your energy on the past instead of the future. A victim mindset, on the other hand, acknowledges the hurt but refuses to dwell on it. It shifts your focus to what you can do now to create change. Gratitude plays a crucial role here. It might seem counterintuitive to practice gratitude when you're facing difficulties, but it's one of the most effective ways to shift your mindset. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the hard stuff. It means recognizing the good that still exists despite it. When you train yourself to see the blessings in your life, no matter how small, you start to feel more empowered and hopeful. Gratitude reminds you that even in the darkest times, there's always light. Another key aspect of moving from victim to victor is self-belief. This doesn't mean pretending to have all the answers or feeling confident every moment of the day. It means trusting that you have the strength to figure things out, to keep going even when it's hard. It means believing that you're worthy of a better life and capable of achieving it. This transformation won't happen overnight. Shifting your mindset is a process, one that requires consistency and patience. But every time you choose to see a challenge as an opportunity, every time you practice gratitude, and every time you take ownership of your story, you're strengthening your victor mindset. You are not powerless. You are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by what you choose to do next. The moment you decide to see yourself as a victor, not a victim, is the moment you take the first step toward your greatest comeback. You may not control the waves, but you can learn to surf them. And in doing so, you'll discover a strength within you that you never knew existed. The first step toward achieving the greatest comeback of your life is creating a vision of the person you want to become. Without a clear direction, it's easy to get lost in the noise and distractions of life. A powerful vision acts as your compass, guiding you through challenges, keeping you focused and reminding you of what you're working toward. It's not just about imagining a better future, it's about defining it so clearly that it feels real and tangible even before you achieve it. Start by asking yourself, who do I want to be 1 year from now? Picture every detail of your future self. Your habits, your mindset, your physical and emotional state, and the way you approach challenges. What does success look like for you? What kind of relationships do you have? How do you feel about yourself? The clearer your vision, the easier it becomes to align your actions with your goals. Your team. A compelling vision isn't just a wish or a dream. It's a commitment. It's a declaration that says, this is who I will become. Write it down, speak it aloud, or create a visual representation of it. The more you immerse yourself in your vision, the stronger your belief in its possibility becomes. But creating a vision isn't enough. You need to break it down into actionable steps. This is where goal setting comes into play. A vision might feel overwhelming at first, like a mountain you're staring up at from the base. To make it manageable, focus on the small, consistent actions you can take each day to move closer to your goal. These daily steps are like laying bricks to build the foundation of your future. For example, if your vision includes becoming healthier, start by committing to drink more water, move your body for 20 minutes a day, or prepare nutritious meals. If your vision involves building a successful career, identify the skills you need to develop or the connections you need to make. These small actions might not feel transformative in the moment, but over time, the impact compounds into something extraordinary. It's important to remember that your vision should inspire you, not intimidate you. It's not about perfection or achieving every goal exactly as planned. It's about progress, moving closer to the person you want to become, one step at a time. Along the way, you'll encounter obstacles and setbacks, but your vision will serve as a source of motivation to keep going. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you stay connected to your vision. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself as your future self. See yourself overcoming challenges, celebrating victories, and living the life you've envisioned. This practice not only strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve your goals, but also trains your brain to recognize opportunities that align with your vision. Accountability is another key factor in bringing your vision to life. Share your goals with someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor. Surround yourself with people who support your growth and encourage you to stay on track. Having someone to celebrate your progress and provide guidance when you face challenges can make all the difference. Lastly, remember that your vision isn't set in stone. As you grow and evolve, your goals and aspirations may change, and that's okay. Your vision is a reflection of who you are and who you're becoming. So allow it to adapt as you gain new insights and experiences. Creating a vision for your future self is one of the most empowering steps you can take on your journey to a comeback. It gives you purpose, clarity, and a reason to push forward when the road gets tough. With a clear vision and the determination to act on it every day, you'll not only transform your life, you'll prove to yourself that you are capable of becoming everything you've ever dreamed of. The path to achieving your greatest comeback is built not just on vision, belief, or resilience, but on the daily habits you form. Success isn't the result of a single grand act or isolated moment of brilliance. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions performed day in and day out. These habits may seem insignificant on their own, but over time they compound to create remarkable transformation. Think of habits as the building blocks of your comeback. If you want to change the trajectory of your life in 365 days, you need to focus on developing habits that support your goals, strengthen your mindset, and fuel your drive. It's not about doing everything perfectly, but about choosing the right actions and repeating them consistently. Start by identifying the habits that will move you closer to your vision. If your goal is to improve your physical health, simple habits like drinking more water, moving your body daily, or getting enough sleep can make a huge difference. If you're focused on building your career or personal growth, dedicating time each day to learning networking, or working on your skills can create exponential progress over time. These small actions, when done consistently, become powerful because they build momentum, discipline, and confidence. The key to long-term success isn't relying on motivation. It's on building discipline through habits. Motivation is often fleeting, and relying on it to achieve your goals will leave you vulnerable to setbacks. But discipline, developed through daily habits, empowers you to take action even when motivation is low. It's the quiet, steady force that pushes you forward even on the tough days. So, how do you create habits that stick? It starts with starting small. Trying to overhaul your entire life overnight is overwhelming and usually leads to burnout. Instead, focus on one habit at a time. Make it as simple and achievable as possible. For example, if your goal is to get healthier, start by committing to 10 minutes of exercise each morning, or incorporating more vegetables into your meals. Once that habit is ingrained, gradually add more challenges. Tracking your habits can be a powerful motivator. It's a visual reminder of your progress and a source of pride. You'll be able to look back and see how far you've come, which reinforces your belief that you're capable of achieving your vision. You don't need to be perfect. Celebrate every small win along the way and use those victories to fuel your momentum. Accountability can also be a game changer when it comes to building habits. Share your goals with someone who will hold you accountable and cheer you on. Whether it's a friend, family member, or coach, having someone to check in with can help you stay committed. You're much more likely to stay on track when you have support and encouragement from others. It's important to remember that habits aren't just about the what, they're also about the why. Connecting your habits to your bigger vision gives them purpose. You're not just exercising to get in shape. You're doing it because you want to feel more energetic, confident, and healthy. You're not just reading to pass the time, you're investing in your growth and learning to get closer to your goals. Consistency is more important than perfection. Some days will be harder than others, and some habits will be more difficult to maintain. That's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up even when it feels difficult. The more consistent you are, the more automatic your habits become, and the less you have to rely on willpower or motivation. Over time, they'll become an integral part of who you are. The beauty of habits is that they build on each other. Once you've created one positive habit, it becomes easier to add another. Each habit reinforces your commitment to your comeback, and each success adds to your confidence. Slowly but surely, your life begins to transform in ways you never imagined possible. Be mindful, brave, honest, and fearless. The daily habits you form today shape the person you will be in 365 days. The power of small actions cannot be underestimated. They are the foundation for all future success. Whether you're working toward health, wealth, relationships, or personal growth, the consistent habits you develop today are what will carry you to the finish line. It's not about making huge leaps. It's about taking small steps. day by day, until your comeback becomes your new reality. One of the most powerful forces in achieving the greatest comeback of your life is the resilience you develop. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain or hardship. It's about how you respond to it. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and moments where it feels like everything is falling apart. However, your ability to persevere in the face of adversity will define your success. The strongest comebacks are built on the foundation of resilience. The key to resilience lies in how you approach setbacks. When life knocks you down, do you stay down or do you rise again more determined than before? It's easy to feel defeated in moments of struggle, but resilience means refusing to let those struggles define you. Instead, you choose to move forward, no matter how hard the path may seem. Watch. A vital part of resilience is maintaining perspective. When you're in the thick of a struggle, it's hard to see beyond the pain and frustration. But the ability to zoom out and remind yourself that this moment is temporary can help you stay grounded. This moment, no matter how challenging it may feel, is just a part of your journey, not the end of it. One setback doesn't determine your future. It's how you respond to it that does. In addition, resilience requires a deep sense of purpose. When you know why you're fighting, when you have a clear vision of your goals and a strong belief in your capacity to achieve them, it becomes easier to weather the storms. Purpose gives you a reason to get back up, even when you feel like giving up. Without it, the challenges of life can feel overwhelming. But with purpose, every challenge becomes a stepping stone toward growth, success, and a stronger version of yourself. Self-compassion is another essential element of resilience. When things go wrong, it's easy to become your own harshest critic. You may tell yourself that you should be stronger, smarter, or more capable, but self-criticism only erodes your confidence and weakens your resilience. Instead, practice kindness toward yourself. Understand that it's okay to stumble, that setbacks are part of the process, and that each failure is a lesson in disguise. Treat yourself with the same compassion that you would show to a friend facing the same struggles. Resilience also requires flexibility. Sometimes the path you thought you would take to your comeback doesn't work out as planned. Instead of getting discouraged, resilient people learn to adapt. They become flexible in their approach, finding new ways to move forward even when their original plan falls apart. Life rarely goes exactly as we expect, and the ability to pivot when things don't go as planned is a hallmark of resilience. Another crucial element of resilience is maintaining a positive, optimistic mindset. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of your struggles, but rather choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems. Optimism helps you stay focused on what you can control rather than dwelling on what's outside of your control. It fuels hope, which is the lifeblood of resilience. When you believe that things can improve, you'll keep moving forward, even when the road seems tough. Building resilience doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill you develop over time. It's forged through experience, patience, and perseverance. The more challenges you face, the more resilient you become. And as your resilience grows, so does your confidence in your ability to overcome anything life throws your way. Your comeback story will be defined by your resilience. It's the power to keep moving, to keep fighting, and to keep believing no matter the obstacles. It's the strength to rise from your darkest moments, the courage to face your fears, and the tenacity to keep going even when you don't feel like it. And in doing so, you'll discover that you are far stronger than you ever believed. Resilience doesn't just help you survive life's challenges. It empowers you to thrive through them. So, as you embark on your journey toward the greatest comeback of your life, remember this: resilience is your greatest asset. No matter what setbacks or obstacles you face, you have within you the strength to overcome them and rise stronger than ever. Your comeback is waiting, and resilience will be the key that unlocks it. Overcoming fear is one of the most essential steps in creating the greatest comeback of your life. Fear is a natural and protective response that helps us navigate life, but when left unchecked, it can hold us back from realizing our fullest potential. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of judgment. These are some of the most common barriers that prevent people from taking action and stepping into their greatness. However, embracing and moving through fear is a critical part of the process toward transformation. The first thing you must understand is that fear is not something you can simply eliminate. It's not about removing fear from your life. It's about learning to coexist with it and not letting it control your actions. Fear, while often uncomfortable, can also be a powerful teacher. It shows you where you are stepping outside your comfort zone, where growth is happening, and where change is possible. Fear indicates that you are pushing the boundaries of what's familiar and safe, and that's precisely where growth lies. Instead of allowing fear to stop you, use it as fuel. Every time you feel afraid, ask yourself, what's on the other side of this fear? What will I gain by pushing through it? It's important to recognize that fear often magnifies the perceived danger of a situation. What seems terrifying in your mind is often far less daunting in reality. When you take action despite the fear, you build confidence in your ability to handle challenges and setbacks. A big part of overcoming fear is reframing it. Fear often feeds off uncertainty, but uncertainty is also where the magic happens. It's in the unknown that you can create your future. Rather than seeing uncertainty as something to be feared, view it as a space of possibility. When you step into the unknown, you give yourself the freedom to create a new reality, one that you may have never thought possible. One of the most effective ways to manage fear is to break down big challenges into smaller, more manageable steps. Often fear becomes overwhelming when we focus on the enormity of the task ahead. When you feel paralyzed by fear, try focusing only on the next step in front of you. It could be as simple as taking a small action or making a phone call, but it's a step forward. Each small action diminishes the fear and builds momentum. Before long, you'll have made significant progress without even realizing it. It's also important to remember that fear is often rooted in self-doubt. When you fear failure or judgment, you may be questioning your own worth and abilities. This is a natural part of the human experience, but it's crucial to counteract these feelings with self-belief. Remind yourself of the times you've succeeded, the challenges you've overcome, and the strengths you possess. Write down affirmations or positive reminders that reinforce your belief in your capacity to face fear head-on. When you cultivate self-belief, fear loses its grip on you. Another way to combat fear is to lean into discomfort. The more you face your fears, the less power they hold over you. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. As you continuously challenge yourself, you will find that fear doesn't have to paralyze you. It becomes a normal part of the process rather than a signal to retreat. It's also vital to surround yourself with people who encourage you to face your fears. Supportive friends, family, or mentors can help you see that fear is just a natural part of the journey, not a reason to stop. When you surround yourself with people who uplift and challenge you, you gain the courage to pursue your goals even when fear is present. They can remind you of your potential and help you keep perspective when things feel daunting. Fear will always be a part of your journey, but you don't have to let it control your destiny. Embrace fear as a companion that helps you grow and learn. Understand that on the other side of your fear lies the life you've always dreamed of. The key is to take action in spite of fear, not to wait until it goes away. Fear doesn't disappear, it's what you do in the face of it that defines your journey. Remember, the greatest comeback of your life won't happen by avoiding fear, but by moving through it. Each step you take in the face of fear is a step toward the person you are becoming, the strong, resilient, and unstoppable version of yourself. Embrace your fear, face it head on, and realize that it's not your enemy. It's a reminder that you're on the path to something extraordinary. By learning to conquer fear, you unlock the door to a life filled with limitless possibilities. The journey to your greatest comeback hinges on building a network of support, a community of people who believe in you, encourage you, and push you to grow. No one achieves greatness in isolation. We all need others to help us, guide us, and challenge us. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your success. A strong support system is crucial for helping you overcome obstacles, stay motivated, and stay focused on your vision when the road gets tough. To be better. These are the people who believe in your support networks and surrounding yourself with people who elevate you or environments that drain your energy and hold you back. But to make the greatest comeback of your life, you need to cultivate relationships with those who inspire you to be better. These are the people who believe in your potential, even when you doubt yourself. Even when you doubt yourself, they are the ones who challenge you to think bigger, work harder, and push through adversity. Seek out mentors, coaches, or individuals who have already walked the path you're on. These people can provide wisdom, guidance, and support based on their own experiences. A mentor can offer valuable advice, share insights you may not have considered, and help you avoid mistakes along the way. They've been where you are and can show you the way forward. They're not just a sounding board, they are active participants in your growth and success. In addition to mentors, make sure your circle includes people who hold you accountable. Accountability is a powerful tool when it comes to achieving big goals. The people you share your aspirations with should be those who will check in on your progress, ask tough questions, and encourage you to stay committed even when things get difficult. Accountability partners push you to take action and not settle for mediocrity. Having someone who holds you to your word increases your commitment and helps you maintain the discipline necessary for achieving your goals. Another essential part of building your network is surrounding yourself with those who bring positivity into your life. Life is challenging enough without being surrounded by negativity. It's crucial to seek out people who lift you up, who provide encouragement when you're feeling down, and who celebrate your successes with you. These are the people who remind you of your worth and abilities when you forget. They are your cheerleaders, your supporters, and your emotional anchors during tough times. It's also important to recognize that your support network isn't just made up of people you know personally. You can find support in online communities, social groups, and professional networks. There are countless resources available to you, whether it's a group of like-minded individuals in a field you're pursuing, online forums that offer advice, or people who have shared similar struggles and victories. These communities can provide invaluable insights, encouragement, and knowledge to help you stay on track. While having a strong support network is crucial, it's equally important to invest in supporting others. The act of lifting others up not only strengthens your relationships, but also builds your sense of purpose and fulfillment. When you contribute to someone else's journey, you gain perspective, learn new lessons, and deepen the bonds you share. Supporting others creates a reciprocal flow of energy and positivity, and it reinforces the idea that you're not alone on this journey. In your pursuit of a comeback, there will be times when you face setbacks or moments of doubt. During these times, your support system will be the anchor that keeps you grounded. They will remind you of your strength and potential. They will help you reframe failures as learning experiences and push you to get back up. Suddenly, you will no longer be the victim of your mindset. Suddenly, you will no longer be the victim of your criticisms and potential. They will remind you of your strength and potential. Taking consistent action is the true differentiator between dreaming of a comeback and actually achieving it. It's easy to talk about goals, to have big aspirations, and to envision the life you want. But nothing will change unless you take action. Action transforms ideas into reality. It turns plans into progress. No matter how strong your vision, how well you plan, or how much support you have, it's the consistent steps you take toward your goals that will ultimately define your success. The first step in taking consistent action is breaking down your larger goals into manageable tasks. When you look at the bigger picture, it can be overwhelming. You might feel like your dreams are out of reach or that the journey is too difficult. But if you break your goals into smaller, more achievable steps, they become less daunting. Focus on what you can do today, this week, or this month. These smaller tasks will build up over time, creating momentum and progress that lead to bigger accomplishments. It's also important to understand that consistent action doesn't mean doing everything all at once. It's not about rushing or overloading yourself. It's about taking purposeful, deliberate steps every day. Progress doesn't have to be perfect, but it must be consistent. Even if you only take a small step each day, that's still movement forward. When you combine these small actions, you'll be surprised by the compounded effect over time. Staying focused on your daily tasks is key. It's easy to get distracted by new ideas, new opportunities, or unexpected challenges. But the most successful people are those who stay committed to their path. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. It's easy to get lost in the desire for instant results, but real success is built over time. By staying disciplined and committed to your daily actions, you're reinforcing the habit of progress. Consistency also builds your confidence. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges and that you're capable of making progress. As you see your efforts paying off, you start to believe in your ability to achieve even more. Action creates a cycle of success, where each step fuels the next, and your belief in yourself strengthens with every win, no matter how small. However, there will be moments when motivation wanes or when obstacles seem insurmountable. On these days, it's important to stay focused on the bigger picture. Understand that taking action, even on days when you don't feel like it, is part of the process. Consistency is not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about making progress even when the momentum feels slow. You don't need to be motivated every day, but you do need to be disciplined. Another key component of consistent action is tracking your progress. It's easy to get discouraged when the results don't come immediately. But when you track your actions and accomplishments, you can see how far you've come. Keep a journal or record your progress, no matter how small the victories may seem. These records serve as reminders of your growth, and they give you the motivation to keep going. Moreover, be prepared for setbacks. No journey is linear, and you will face challenges along the way. But instead of allowing setbacks to stop you, use them as opportunities to reassess, adjust, and keep moving forward. Every setback is a chance to learn, to refine your approach, and to grow stronger. The ability to push through difficulties and continue taking action despite obstacles is a hallmark of resilience. Consistency also requires flexibility. While you must take action every day, that doesn't mean your path will always be a straight line. Be open to adjusting your approach when needed. If something isn't working, it's okay to change direction. The goal is not to stick rigidly to a plan, but to keep taking action toward your ultimate vision. Consistency is about the commitment to keep moving forward, even if that means changing your course along the way. In the end, consistent action is what separates those who achieve their comebacks from those who never realize their full potential. Dreams and goals are built on action. They are realized through daily, consistent effort. The greatest comeback of your life will be achieved not by waiting for the perfect moment, but by taking action right now. The more you do, the more you become. And over time, you'll see the results of your efforts unfold before you. The power of persistence cannot be overstated when it comes to achieving the greatest comeback of your life. Persistence is the unwavering determination to keep going, no matter how difficult the journey gets or how many times you face setbacks. It's the ability to keep moving forward when it feels like you're not making progress or when the obstacles seem insurmountable. Persistence is the fuel that powers your comeback, even when you want to give up. It's what turns failure into success and transforms dreams into reality. Persistence begins with mindset. To be persistent, you must have the right attitude. One that embraces challenges, understands that failure is not the end, and views obstacles as opportunities for growth. Many people give up too soon because they expect immediate results, or they let small setbacks derail them. The truth is, the road to success is rarely straight. It's filled with detours, bumps, and unexpected turns. But persistence keeps you on course, even when the path becomes unclear. A crucial part of developing persistence is setting realistic expectations. Understand that progress will not always be linear. You won't always feel motivated, and things won't always go according to plan. But as long as you stay committed to the process and don't give up when things get tough, you are on the path to success. Persistence requires patience. The ability to keep going even when the end goal seems far away. Another key to persistence is resilience. Life will inevitably present challenges, some of which will test your limits. Whether it's facing failure, criticism, or unexpected hurdles, resilience is your ability to bounce back. It's the strength to keep going after you've fallen down. Every time you get back up, you become stronger, more determined, and more capable of handling what's next. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It's about embracing the lessons that come with it and continuing to push forward. When you persisted, you learn to celebrate progress, not perfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Persistence means understanding that the journey is just as important as the destination. It's about learning, growing, and evolving with each challenge you face. You might not see the results you want right away, but if you keep putting in the effort, you'll begin to notice the changes over time. Success doesn't happen overnight, but if you persist, you'll look back and see how far you've come. It's also important to be persistent in your self-belief. During tough times, it's easy to doubt yourself. The journey might feel long and progress might be slow, but persistence requires you to stay connected to your vision, even when you don't see immediate results. Remember why you started and remind yourself that your dreams are worth fighting for. Persistence is fueled by belief. Belief in yourself, belief in the process, and belief that every challenge is simply part of the journey. One powerful way to cultivate persistence is to create habits and routines that support your goals. When you establish daily habits that align with your vision, you create consistency, which builds momentum. Habits take the decision-making out of the equation. So even on days when you're not feeling motivated, you still take action. And this allows you to keep moving forward without relying on fleeting bursts of motivation. Equally important is staying connected to your purpose. When you have a clear sense of why you're pursuing a particular goal, it becomes much easier to persist through challenges. Your purpose is your anchor, keeping you grounded when things get tough. Whether it's creating a better future for yourself and your loved ones, achieving a personal dream, or making an impact in the world, staying connected to your why will fuel your persistence and keep you focused on the long-term rewards. Staying connected to your why will fuel your persistence and keep you focused on the long-term rewards. Persistence also involves the ability to adapt and adjust when necessary. If your initial approach isn't working, or if life throws you a curveball, don't abandon your goal altogether. Instead, pivot. Be flexible in your approach, but always keep your eyes on the prize. Persistence doesn't mean rigidly sticking to a single path. It means continuing to move forward, even if that means finding new ways to reach your destination. In the face of adversity, remember that persistence separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up too soon. The greatest comebacks in history were made by people who faced tremendous challenges but refused to quit. Thomas Edison, for example, failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but his persistence led to one of the most transformative inventions in human history. The same is true for countless others who achieved greatness. Persistence was their secret weapon. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be moments when you question your abilities and wonder if it's all worth it. But on those days, remind yourself that persistence is what makes the difference. It's the ability to push through when others would give up. It's the courage to keep going when the going gets tough. And ultimately, it's the key to your greatest comeback. It's the talent. Your comeback story will not be defined by how many times you fall, but by how many times you rise again. Persistence is your ability to rise again and again until you achieve what you set out to accomplish. Keep moving forward, even when it feels like progress is slow. Stay committed, stay resilient, and most importantly, stay persistent. Because your comeback is not a matter of if, but when. And persistence is what will see you through to the other side. Embracing failure as a stepping stone rather than a step back is one of the most important lessons in achieving the greatest comeback of your life. Failure is not the end of your journey, it's an integral part of it. In fact, the fear of failure often holds people back more than failure itself. Many dream of success but are terrified of failing, which leads them to play it safe, avoid risks, and never truly challenge themselves. But the reality is, failure is a powerful teacher. It's through our failures that we learn, grow, and ultimately succeed. Embracing failure allows us to let go of perfectionism, to take risks, and to transform setbacks into fuel for our comeback. When we fail, it's easy to fall into negative self-talk, feeling as if we've let ourselves down or that we aren't good enough. But failure is simply feedback. It's information that tells us what isn't working and provides us with the opportunity to adjust and try again. Every failure contains a lesson if we are willing to learn from it. The key is to see failure as a natural part of the process and not as something to be feared or avoided. In fact, many of the world's most successful people have failed multiple times before achieving their greatest successes. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. The list goes on. These individuals didn't let failure define them. They used it to push them forward. They understood that failure was a necessary part of the journey to greatness. When you embrace failure, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You stop seeing it as a sign to give up and instead view it as an invitation to grow, improve, and keep moving forward. Every time you fail, you get one step closer to success because you are gaining valuable experience that brings you closer to your goal. Without failure, there would be no learning, no innovation, and no progress.